them all up. I let them come down to San Antonio and do all that because you know what? There ain't that many people really in San Antonio. You know what I mean? I told the nuns, don't worry about it. I got y'all. I'm gonna wait till the stage get big. I'm gonna wait till the lights get bright. I'm gonna wait till all the celebrities show up.
Brian said, "Turn Charles's mic off."
Is watching all around the world, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show up, me and my boys, and we gonna show out. And he said that's exactly what we did. Shout out to him. He grew up his hair back. He said his strength was in his hair. See, the first two games,
listen, the POTUS curse is what it's being blamed.
He didn't have no hair in San Antonio. Over the weekend, he got him an edge up.
Whatever.
And darkened up his line, and he showed up in New York, and he was a star. A star.
Putting on the show for y'all. At the end of the day, we already know what's about to happen.
I didn't put on the show.
No way.
The Wimbyama.
Absolutely no way.
Wimby Nation.
You're going to walk into the garden.
Wimby honest.
And you are going to show out like that. It's not going to happen. And I said on yesterday, one is going to go to San Antonio. I already said that. So now it's about to be showtime. Y'all about to see.
One thing about me,
Wednesday?
I am not a hater. I am a congratulator. I'm sad that Shea Butter Boots is dead. Mm-hmm. I'm sad that J Dub had to run his hamstring off. Mm-hmm. I'm sad that they made them lay down and said, peace, be still. But nevertheless, I got to give credit where critics do. The one thing I did say yesterday is the thing that's scary is the Knicks don't just be the Knicks. Mm-hmm. And the Knicks are doing good. But I said the problem is when Biyama is young. And when somebody young, you never know. Like it's like being a young tiger. Whatever I said, producer Steve, I said like being a young tiger. You don't know all the tricks in your bags. So yesterday, I think he pulled out a trick that they hadn't seen. Great game. So nevertheless, congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs because they was losing. We was laughing at them. But when he found a way to get his footing, let me tell you, so Damali, outside of that, when the emotions go away, you watch the game. What had happened was what? What happened? What
happened was just what I said. I believe that the Knicks started out, they were all over the place. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was the jitters, it was the fact that POTUS was in the building, it was too much going on. It was just a lot going on. And I think they just couldn't get settled in the beginning like they needed to in order to go ahead and just keep on pushing. Now they came back now, from a deficit. They came back. And but I think that at the end of the day, I always said, because this is the one thing that I know. This is entertainment. Yeah. There's a lot of bets being placed.
Oh, yeah.
All over the place. So you can't just let the series go, with a sweep in the finals. It ain't going to happen.
So now we down to the conspiracy theories?
No, it ain't no conspiracy. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying.
Real talk. That's real talk.
What? This is, one, to be honest, probably one of the greatest. He may become the greatest player.
Uncle Brian said POTUS cursed the Knicks too.
I think that one thing funny. We gotta just look at, probably this guy could go down as the best player ever in NBA history. At the end of the day, he's 7'6". Yeah. He's an alien. He's athletic. He got a handle. He can dribble. I think he was flustered the first two games. I think it took him a minute. He's never been to the NBA Finals, so I think it took him a minute. But I can say last night, man, it says a lot to be able to pull up, show up, and show out like that. So Uncle Brian, I got to give a man the credit where his credit is due. And I think that, if you're going to do that, then switch to this one so we won't be rambling all over the place. So I just think that at the end of the day, Wimby came, but this is what on the Knicks side. To me, if you ask me, I think that Jalen Brunson came out and tried to do too much. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen Jalen play like that in the series.
Oh, it's a lot of pressure. It was a lot of pressure.
It was a lot of pressure. And I think because he was shooting the ball from everywhere, all over the place. And normally he's been distributing good and doing all of that. He still had a decent game, but I just think he shot the ball probably triple the amount of time that he normally shoots the ball. But I think that New York is different, man. They had orange and blue all over the city. Mm-hmm. The stars was out. The energy was out. And I give Jalen credit that he was, but sometimes you got to just be you. Don't try to do nothing extra. And I think last night the issue with the Knicks was Jalen Brunson. He is their star. They go as he go. And I felt like last night he just tried to do a little bit too much. So I think the next game, I'm assuming that the Knicks probably will win. I think Jalen will look, he'll watch film and be like, yeah, y'all, bro, my bad. I drunk too many Red Bulls. I was on one. So I'm gonna slow down
Don't do him.
to a little bit. But nevertheless, it's a
Not
reason
Red
why
Bull.
it's a 7-game series. I'm actually glad San Antonio won because what was it gonna be if it was just gonna be a sweep? That would just
That's
been
what I said.
a waste
This
of entertainment.
this is prime time
It was
TV. I
great.
mean, come on, man.
It
You
was
know,
great. I want to see what the ratings
It's not
were
gonna be
last
that.
night because you remember the first game against the City was the highest rating, like 2.2 billion in the history of the
Correct.
NBA streams,
right?
and then the 7th game was like the second highest. But I wonder what the ratings were last night
Yeah, I bet it
at
was crazy.
Madison Square Garden. So hopefully y'all seen the game. Uncle Brian is like a bandwagon rider. One minute he would win, but he would say, I don't know who you see. Really, at the end of the day, he's a Golden State Warrior fan, and they trash. So sometimes you all out here, you all on the wrong teams, all in everybody else's lane. Sometimes you got to be like, my team
Yeah.
is garbage. It smells real bad out here in the Bay Area. And so you ain't got to be all in San Antonio and the Knicks trying to tell them what they're doing because you don't know because your team has been unchampioned.
So
Anyway.
we are going to take a quick break because there is still something going on with the mics.
With a little something.
Yeah, and so we are going to take a quick break and then we're going to try to figure this out. Yeah, this is the Community Wake Up with Charles and Damali. We're going to go on break. We'll be right back. So Uncle Bobby says there's an open mic picking up. He said, I can still hear you. So Uncle Brian is saying that we sound like you're being heard from, that he's hearing you from my mic, like they're not hearing you. So I don't know if one of these, make sure that both of these are on side, on mute.
Yes, ma'am.
There's not a commercial plan.
Yes, ma'am.
Both of them on mute? They both muted?
Yes, ma'am.
That's crazy.
I think, is these mics right here hot?
No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying they still hear us on break.
I still hear.
It's this computer.
Forms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet. All right, y'all. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Y'all tell me. Uncle Bobby, hit us up and let us know what it sounded
mic.
like.
The mic.
Yes.
Y'all just want to hear me say the mic sound right. Check 1. The
We
mic
good?
sound nice. Check 2.
Uncle Brian, where you at?
He just said, watch him out. Still hear you on break.
Yeah, we just went
So
up.
now we want to see. We hear you all. So we're just gonna go with it again, and
Yeah.
then the beauty of y'all being on. See, that's what I love about having a community wake up morning show. You know,
I know, right?
'Cause
Y'all
we
all
on there.
producers.
You're right. We all the producers of the show today, and
Right.
sometimes because it is. POTUS said, "Forget that, man. Y'all ain't finna talk about me." Because at the end of the day, I was about to say it was all his fault. It was all
Exactly.
his fault for getting them out of their groove at the end of the day. So let's just try to do our affirmation and let the affirmation
Okay,
be
so
the
Uncle
reset.
Bobby is saying something.
Uncle
Oh,
Bobby
he said
said-
y'all back.
We good.
Okay,
Okay.
we back.
Let's just do the affirmation. It's already 22 after hours. Maybe that can just reset everything because we're gonna all blame it on Trump. He blames it all on Obama and Biden. So it was Trump's fault. Let's
Okay,
just do
sounds
that.
better now. Okay, thank you, Richie. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Uncle Brian. We appreciate y'all helping us out. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do the affirmation. And then we'll just move on with the rest of the show because we got some great things to talk about today. We got a special guest coming in
Yes.
around 8:00. So we want to be able to be ready for that. Uncle Brian said you're a 5x5 now. Okay,
It be that way sometimes.
here we go. So today we are talking about, our theme is leading by example. Okay. And we all know that that is one of the things that we try to do here on the Community Wake Up, as well as with World One Development, is we try to lead by example. We ain't gonna tell y'all to do something that we ain't willing to do.
Right.
So here we go. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in
Nick fans.
and breathe out. Our affirmation says this: I model the behavior that I want to see in my community. So we're going to break that down. The first part says, I model the behavior. To model behavior means to lead by example. It means you don't just tell people what they should do, you demonstrate it through your own actions. People learn from what they see. You practice what you preach. Like Barry White. The next part says, I want to see. This part reminds us to become the change we hope for. If we want respect, kindness, honesty, responsibility, unity, and service, we must first demonstrate those qualities ourselves. You become the example you're hoping others will follow. And the last piece says, in my community. Every community is shaped by the behaviors of its people. If we want a stronger community, we must contribute to it through our words, our actions, our attitudes, and our choices. Leadership isn't limited to elected officials or people with titles. Everyone can lead through example. Your everyday action helps shape the culture of your community. So the bigger message is this. This affirmation is about leadership, accountability, integrity, and personal responsibility. Because it's easy to point out where there needs to be change, but it's harder and more powerful to become part of that change. When you model the behavior you want to see in your community, you inspire others to do the same. So our takeaway from today's affirmation is, if I want respect, I show respect. If I want unity, I build unity. If I want change, I become an example of it. And this has been this morning's affirmation, which was sponsored by Build in Tulsa.
Girl, leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that not real?
Mhm.
And for us, I don't know about you, but when I grew up, it wasn't so much lead by example. It just like do as I do and not do as I say.
Mhm.
Do you think that was a good thing or a good tool to use? Do as I do, not do as I say. Like I want to do everything, but then you just do what I tell you to do. Do you think that was a good way to operate? Or did y'all have that in Tulsa? That might just been an Arkansas thing.
No, I mean, there were some people that operated that way, and absolutely. And I think that's not a good way to operate.
Ooh.
Because at the end of the day, if you are doing something that is destructive or counterproductive, then yeah, I absolutely don't want to do what you're doing anyway.
Right.
Let's just keep it a dollar.
But yeah, but that was our mamas and grandmas and grandpas and uncles and aunties and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard that all the time because we came up in the 80s and 90s, and we got to admit it was a whole lot going on during that time.
Yeah.
You catch the preacher around the corner. Do as I do. No, I ain't gonna do as you do, preacher. Do as I say, don't do as I. Did you ever around here in Tulsa? Did y'all ever see the preacher doing everything? You go to church and he come up and he want to lay hands on you.
Well, there were some pastors that kind of did their own thing, but I stayed away from all of those.
Because that's like a higher level of accountability, though.
For me, and I'll just say for me, when we talk about leading by example,
right?
For me, I'm not perfect, and I don't expect any person to be perfect on planet Earth.
Right.
And so I know that, but at the end of the day, if you hold a position or a title, then you're held at a higher standard.
Right.
That's not that you're perfect. You're just held at a higher standard. So the things that people commonly do, you can't do those things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, and that's why even with my own actions, I try to govern myself accordingly, because I understand that people are looking up to me. There's a whole group of young girls that look up to Miss Damali. Right. So I'm not going to be perfect, but I am going to think about those things before I act. There might be sometimes where people get on my nerves and I want to give you the business. You hear me?
Right.
But I don't do that because I'm like, man, I'm representing the church. I'm representing World One Development, Charles, my staff. By the time I run down the list, my mama, my kids, my grandkids.
Right, let me go and chill.
I'm like, let me just shut up and just be silent. So some people think, oh yeah, I got it. No, you really didn't get me. I made a choice to be quiet and to be silent because I knew that if I started cutting, then it would just be bad. And it would be bad for more than just me. So sometimes we've got to govern ourselves accordingly. Sometimes we got to pick our battles. Sometimes we just got to walk away so people can live another day. Because I know me and my tongue, I can slice you and dice you. And you'll be like, oh man, she got me. Yeah. Right. But I choose not to do that because that is not a collaborative effort. That, we're trying to work and build something that lasts for generations and generations. So I can't be out here wilding out, and then expect people to listen to me or expect people to want to collaborate with me when I'm out here wilding out and treating people crazy. You can't do that.
Yeah. When I think about leading by example, Damali, first, I think everything starts at home.
Correct.
You know, and I think in a perfect world, everybody would have a mom and a dad.
Mm-hmm.
The dad provides, protects, and does what he needs to do. The mom nurtures and be there, and if you get sick, things go on and make sure that everything is cool on that side. And then they just have a good team effort. I think that makes, when you say leading by example, I think that makes the kids in the household better. And then I think from there to the church house, you know, that's another big spot to lead by example, because when you go back, the church leaded us they led us in every area, you know, whether that was politics or the way to live or what the education and in every area, the church helped with all of those spaces. And I think another spot was good for people to lead by example is at your school. Because if you're healthy at home, you're healthy at the church, and you're healthy at school, I think you got a winning recipe right there. And I know it's not always easy, because if you don't have mom and dad, then when you maybe a single mom, that's a different kind of example, because now you got to kind of show both, you know, but you still got to lead by example as much as you can. Same thing with a father. Maybe if he's single, you got to find a way. But I agree with you, Damali. We just try to come out here and lead by example by just being the best version of ourselves and adding value to our family, to our community, and to this world if we can, you know.
You know, and I think that you can't expect from people something that you're not willing to do.
Right.
And that's the one thing, and that's the beauty of us being a part of this organization and the culture that has been created within World One Development. We don't ask you to come out and participate in stuff if we ain't out here participating. Right. That's why you see us everywhere that we can possibly be. Now, some of y'all be doing too much. You can't get mad because we don't show up. Do you know how many things we show up to?
Right.
You know, we're out here in community. We're making a difference. We're feeding people. We're providing after school programming, you know, spring break camps, summer camps. We're providing places for us to do expungement expos. You know, we're doing all of the things in community to try to help and touch people at their darkest hour. Because sometimes you just don't know. People are just one incident away from just saying, you know what, that's it.
Throwing in the towel.
Just throwing in a towel. And so we try to be there and fill those gaps, but we're still human as well. We have families, we have children, we have grandchildren, you know, we have mamas and daddies and, you know, aunties and uncles and cousins and nieces and nephews that all have things going on.
Right.
But we are still there for community in the way that we can be there. And that's all that we ask of people. And that's all we expect of people. Do what you can do. Right. You don't have to do what World One Development does. You don't have to do what the Community Wake Up does. You don't have to do what Charles and Damali do, but do what you can do.
Right.
Don't sit around and complain. Don't sit around and talk about people. Just get in your space, wherever that space is, and do the best that you can do. Lead by example. And I think that, you know, for us, when we first started EduRec, I remember we used to have conversations about, you know, hey, if mainstream media is not here to, you know, to record what it is that we're doing, then let's just do it ourselves.
Right.
You know, that's how this all got started. I can just tell you that. That's how it got started, because we didn't sit around and wait for somebody to come and, you know, or do the, oh, woe is me. Dang, we sent it out to them and they didn't even show up, so we ain't gonna do. No, we just kept moving. And so we're leading by example. And I think because we started doing it, then everybody started doing it, which is great. We love it. Thing, right. Because now that gives us, instead of us having to run all over the place, we can just share your post. We can just share your flyer. You know, we don't have to be in all the spaces talking about all the great things that are happening in our community. We can just share what you're putting out.
Damali, that's huge what you're saying, because that's what most people, and that's why we ended up on the radio.
Correct.
Was Uncle Bobby was like, man, y'all are everywhere covering the good things that are happening. And people don't know how disheartening it used to be. We doing a back to school bash. We doing haircuts. We giving away supplies. We got events. We got karate. We got Spanish class. We was constantly pushing, and we were sending it to all the media outlets. Look what we doing. We doing this. They would never show up. Then if it's a shooting or if it's something crazy, then they're like immediately. And I just think, man, it seemed like media has it backwards. Like why we end up, Damali, conditioned to rather see a lot of negativity versus the positive things that's going on. Like we some kind of way in us, we prefer to see some. We excited about seeing a shooting in the Cameroon. What happened there? We're excited that it's some scandal going on in City Hall.
It's a whole bunch of
excited about that. But if a teacher got Teacher of the Year, you know, if a young man was doing these things, and it's kind of like, go ahead and turn to something else that I want to watch. So I think, you know, some of that is our own responsibility.
Yeah. What
do we want to tune in to watch?
Well,
you know?
it's you know, we've got conditioned that the crazy stuff sells. You know, when we got the housewives beating each other. Now, y'all is polished. Y'all got more money than y'all know what to do with. But y'all is out here fighting each other and messing up y'all wigs and you know, popping off your nails and all kind of crazy stuff in, you know, Gucci and Prada. And I mean, I'm like, come on, y'all. This is the example that we're showing our kids. This is the example of how we acting. Come on, man.
But here's the
we got to do better.
Here's the thing, though, Damali. If you go back a little bit, we all used to tune in to the shows. We had all our shows we used to pick to watch every day. But if you think about it, all the shows were positive.
Yeah.
If you think about the Cosby
Different
Show,
world.
if you think about a different world, if you think about all
good
these
times,
good times and all of that stuff, all these shows and the ratings was good. But I think it's always, we got to be careful of the narrative and we got to be careful of what people put before us. Because I think during that time when you watch the Cosby Show and all of that, then you was thinking about, man, I want to have a wife and I want to have kids like this. I want to have a nice home. I want to be a doctor, you know,
a lawyer.
I want to be a lawyer. I want to this. But then you just never know if it was intentional to say, no, we don't want to do that. You know, let's go. Not nothing against them, but let's put Flavor Flav out there. Yeah. You know, let's go Housewives. Let's make these professional women that are educated, that are smart, that got nice homes, instead of acting professional and polished and a businesswoman and a CEO and what they are, let's let them pull each other out and run and holler and scream and make that cool to do because it's about ratings and now it becomes about numbers. So tell me anything you want. I'm just trying to get the dollar. Yeah. So we got to find a way because money is not everything.
It's not.
You know, it's just not everything. And that's why we choose to cover. Like with us under World One Development, that's why our show, man, we don't cuss. You know, we don't post crazy stuff. We don't try to create a divide. We don't even do debates on our show. We just let them come talk about their platform because it's so much of that already that we feel like as a community, kids and people got to have a spot to go to just to get the news and be able to laugh a little bit. But then you have to walk away feeling all anxiety and mad about nothing. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. And carrying somebody
Let me ask you, when you think about leading by example, who, because as kids, you're just looking at the whole world. So what did you look around as the examples that maybe help you as you was kind of, you know, being molded and shape yourself? What was the examples that you can remember looking at?
Well, like I said, I always go back to and I always defer to my mother's eldest sister, Aunt Esther Wiley. For those of you who live in North Tulsa, then you know the Wiley family. They were all around doing all kinds of things, music ministry, playing, you know, sports, just in everything. And but my Aunt Esther was very polished. She was no nonsense. She didn't, you know, what she said what she said and she meant what she said, period. And, you know, she was honorable. She was professional. She dressed the part, you know, but she was in her own world and doing her own thing. She was about her family and about her business. And that's the person that I modeled the most. You know, of course, outside of my mom, you know, because I'm in the house with my mom. But if I had to pick somebody outside of my household, it would be my Aunt Esther, because I watched her and just how she moved. She was just smooth and just graceful. And she just handled her business and she took care of her family until the end, you know, and even when she got to the end of her life, you know, in her 80s, you know, she had a certain poise about her. She was suffering from dementia. And so, you know, the light switch would come on and go off, you know, but, you know, even during that time that, you know, she still had, you know, poise and, you know, she still was trying to always exude what she had exuded her whole life. So there are just certain people like that. And so I always wanted to be the type of person that's what I exuded. Now, people didn't understand, you know, what her struggle was. People thought she had a silver spoon in her mouth. They didn't understand that she worked hard. Right. You know, put the work in. She put the work in. You know, she was with her husband from 13 up until they died, you know, in her 80s. You know, well, he passed first. My Uncle Mooney passed first, and then she passed away.
I think for me, because I was a young male that didn't have my dad in the household. Mm-hmm. Now, I talked about yesterday the people that were the influence, you know, and those people. But then at the same time, when you talk about leading by example, I can say a lot of time coaches in the community, they leading. Mm-hmm. Now, what example they set, that's what you got to decide. The drug dealers in the community, you know, they leading a different way. So I'm just talking about whether it's positive or negative. But when you're a young man and you ain't got no money in your pocket, you're a little hungry. when you see old boy cruising by in that Cutlass with them rims on it,
Well,
bumping that music,
mhm.
got plenty of money,
That's
all
an
the
example.
girls like him. That's it. That was an example to me for a minute.
Mhm.
Can I keep it 100? And I was looking, I'm like, man, they stop and they cool, man. You need a couple dollars, player. Here you go, little brother, and be cool, all the ladies. So you got to think that's still an example versus you got the other kid with the book bag with the glasses on heading to school to study.
Mhm.
They got the 4-point GPA. So as a when you're thinking about an example, you look at the kid with the glasses on with the backpack studying versus the guy with the 2-3 cars that's jamming that's at the club turned up.
Mhm.
Which example, when you are being influenced,
Mhm.
which one a lot of times do you want to follow? Because you think if you go back to them 80s, a lot of the young men end up going the other direction.
Mhm.
Thus, you got everybody out here trying to be a doughboy. Then outside of that, you look up, here comes Snoop Dogg. Doom, doom,
Mhm.
doom, doom. He see walking, I get my feet together. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But then at the end of the day, that's still people leading, and that's what you're looking at. Because I always remember outside of the house, man, I always want to be Eddie Murphy and Raw. Did y'all watch Raw?
Yeah.
And when he first came out? Because, man, Eddie come out with his suit on and my aunties go, ow, and they fall and roll all over the floor. And I'm like, I want to be Eddie Murphy. Then after that, I'm sitting back and then I see LL Cool J. I need love. He licking his lips. I'm licking my lips. I need love. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying these are still examples and people leading us to decide what you want to do, and you just as a young man, when you ain't got that dad, that figure in there to guide you, you just picking up everything from everywhere. And then you just hopefully find a way to let those examples be the positive things that you can do, because everybody can't be LL. Michael Jordan out there, he flying his tongue out. You want to be Jordan, but you can't jump, so when you're saying leading by example, that's why I think it always comes back to home. Is where you're going to get it: home, church, and school. And then yourself, when you get out here, you just want to try to be that positive example as much as you can.
Yeah, and I think that that's why you have to have your own spiritual connection.
Ooh.
Because now you flipping and flopping all over the place. You like a fish out of water, So you see the dope dealer, I want to try to be like him. You see Eddie Murphy and Raw, I want to try to be like him. You see Michael Jordan, I want to try to be like him. When you ain't got none of those skills, none of those attributes, good and doggone well, if somebody pull out a gun, you running, faster than Carl Lewis trying to get up out of here.
Let me tell you what's crazy, and I'm not going to lean into it, but you'll see what I'm saying. Right now, every time I see a commercial about this politics, everybody trying to be like Trump. I'm like, I don't even know who running for none of the office. All I know is I follow Trump. Trump is like me, and I like Trump, and he like me in picture. I'm like, I don't even know who running for the office, because all I hear is just Trump, 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 Trump. Yes. So to me, that's a leading by example. And we living in a world, but that example is not one that everybody is just leaning into like that.
Exactly.
But when you look at it, you be like, man, they be doing that like they daddy. What is your platform? What are you running on? What are you doing? Just saying, man, Trump is going for the people. Then we're gonna make sure to meet you. So to me, I'm like, man, who is your daddy?
Right.
I want to know what you gonna do. Yes. Okay, he gonna support you. Okay, you like him. What you gonna
Uncle
do?
Brian says it best. He says everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame.
15 seconds for that matter. All right, let's go to live and give some shout out. Man, we got a lot of extra people on. Shout out to the secret listeners, Damali. Yeah. Hey, this thing is growing and we appreciate y'all. Everybody that's been sharing and asking people to tune on. We appreciate it because we're trying to make this thing do what it is supposed to. You want to go to the live, Damali?
Yeah, so of course we got Mom on. She's watching.
What's going on, Mom?
Mom is over at that summer camp with the kiddos. She's checking them in and getting upset. So thank you, Mom. We appreciate you for that.
Right.
Richie Anderson is on.
What's going on, cousin Richie?
Of course, we know Uncle Brian is on. Let's see. AJ is on. He said Trump crashed out by causing the who. No, I guess I don't know, to lose if the New York Knicks had won.
Let me say this to it said I don't know. I didn't see it, but somebody had a picture. Now he might have just blinked slow, but they said he fell asleep.
During the game?
They said he fell asleep at the game.
Oh, wow.
And another thing I heard, I don't know if it's true, I heard that Barack was at the game and got a standing ovation.
Oh, yeah, I heard that too.
How do you think Trump, he probably on one. He's so many executive orders being signed this morning. You probably go outside, you can't even buy shoes no more. It's like, you're going to be shoeless. We're going to be a shoeless society now. Y'all going for him? No more Anyway, it's going to be hot this summer. We're going to be out here with no shoes. He signed an executive order because if y'all want to go for him, give him a standing ovation and boo. How do you think that made him feel, Damali? Think about it for a minute.
You know what? I don't think he cares, to be honest. I don't think he cares. I think that any kind of attention is the attention he's looking for. Whether it's good or bad, he don't care because you're saying his name and, you're saying something about him. So I don't think he cares. He's like, yeah, whatever.
I think he cares. I think it's like
I
think it's like taking a hot knife and just sticking it right down his nose. Because the thing about it, when you no, I think he cares. I think it hurt him to his heart, because the worst thing
his nose.
is to want. You got to think about it. If you go from wanting to be the king, when you want to be the king, you got to think about what that looks like. That means rah rah, I'm your king, rah rah. Instead, you get this boo,
right,
and then the ex-president that's been years ago, comes in and everybody jumps up. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Look, Damali, at the end of the day, that's probably why a lot of this stuff happened, is somebody want to be somebody else.
Yeah.
They want the love that you get, and when they can't get it, they get mad.
And I don't know why people do that. Favor ain't fair.
Ooh,
at
say it
the
again.
end of favor ain't fair.
It's not.
At the end of the day, you get what you earn. So if you didn't earn it, then you ain't gonna get it. Ain't nobody gonna walk in and treat you like, that's just like somebody trying to be like me. Why?
Right.
Why? Find your lane, get in it, and do it well. Then, people will recognize you for what you do. Because so what people don't know about me is I'm going to do it in the dark and I'm going to do it in the light. I'm not going to, flip-flop and change just because, they doing it over here, so I'm going to do this. No, I'm staying the course. You got to figure out what the vision is, what the goal is for you in your life, and then just keep marching forward and keep going. And it's some days it's easy, and some days it is so rough that you want to give up. You want to throw in the towel, because there are some days, I'm telling you, where I don't want to do any of this. But it's not because I don't want to do it or I don't care about people. It's because it's tough.
Yeah.
And people give you so much opposition. You're trying, and it's like, Lord, I don't even understand, because I'm trying to do good. I'm not out here robbing nobody. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to bless people. And why is it so difficult? But, that's what it is. You've got to be able to stand 10 toes down, despite what it looks like. No matter how the storm is raging, you got to keep moving. And that's what we've been able to do. And I'm thankful every single day that I can get up and get on this mic. Sometimes I'll be tired, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm sleepy and I'm like, man, I don't even feel like it. But you know what? I got to get up and go do it, because I committed to it. I said I was going to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm here every day trying to bring light and trying to help the community wake up to the positiveness that's happening in our community. So
I'll just tell people, and if you're listening in and what you're saying, Damali, I feel like pressure means you're in your purpose.
Come on.
Because if you feel pressure, that means you're doing something the right way.
Like a diamond.
What resistance is coming against you if you ain't doing nothing?
That's what I'm
saying. Don't nobody care.
Care.
That's like sitting on the sideline. But if you're in the game and you got to hit the game winning shot, pressure. If you got to go host, if you got to get on the radio show every morning, if you got to get ready for Lauren to come in here shortly, you got to get ready for the mayor to be at your spot that night to prepare. When you got to prepare, that's pressure. So purpose, to me, you can look at pressure different ways. And for me, to be honest, and it took me a minute to get here, but to me, pressure is a blessing.
Yes.
Because it was times when I would leave living with no pressure, but when I was looking at my bank account, it didn't have no pressure either, because it didn't have no money in it. Because just know that when you get into your purpose and you're really doing what you're supposed to do, whether you call it pressure, people coming against you, whatever it is, that just comes along with it. Because think about, when you think about like LeBron James or something, how many people hate on him that he don't even know? Like, clueless.
Don't even know.
Don't have no. And imagine how much hate and rage you can have for a person that you don't even know. To me, I just find such an issue with that. I might prefer him over Jordan or Kobe over this. That's my own personal preference. But guess what? You ain't gonna never hear me bash Mike.
Right.
You ain't gonna never hear me bash Kobe, because I picked this person. Why I gotta alienate and say all this stuff, and you just be like, look, man, we all brothers and sisters trying to make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Everybody here's trying to make it. So I just think that let's not just live in a time where we gossip and beat each other down and all that. Like, bro, your style is not my style, but do you. Just do you, and that's cool. Yeah, right. You like it, I love it.
Listen, what is the old adage? There's more than one way to skin a cat.
There's more than one way.
Focus on what you can do, what you're good at.
Yeah.
Even if, you're trying to go for the same goal, focus on how you can get there, doing it your way. That's not, destructive or that's tearing somebody else down, because just like I look at and one of the things, and this just brought me into mind, so we own an event center, right? We're sitting in it right now. We've been operating this event center for the past 10 years and it's doing pretty well. But when one of our friends, Tracy, gives Manning Gibbs decided to open up her event center, people's like, oh, y'all work together. What y'all think? We're happy for her because we need more than one event center. If there is something happening on a Juneteenth weekend, we can only hold so many events at our space.
Right.
So now we're going to refer them over to Tracy. If Tracy's full, we're both referring them over to the Greenwood Cultural Center. If they're getting, renovated, then we're referring them to somewhere else in the city. But we choose to work together. We choose to support each other. That was the Greenwood way, and that's why things worked. Is because instead of always being in competition and trying to fight, that's why you see so much craziness in community.
Right.
Because the people who choose to be in competition over collaboration, that's the kind of drama you see. Those of us that are working together, there's a lot of us that are working together. And I get so sick and tired of hearing in community, oh yeah, Black folks don't work together.
We
we do.
We have to.
Yeah,
we don't have no other choice. We got to survive. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So when you deal with the things that you're speaking about, what are the ways that you're able to go home and kind of like reset? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To not let the stuff boggle you down so much. What do you do that reset you, to keep you fresh and ready to go like on the next day?
Well, first of all, that is not my focus. So when I hear those things, it gets on my nerves in the moment, but I try not to carry that baggage with me, because then it can become very taxing. You just be like, Lord, I'm sick of all of these people. Now, me and the Lord have a whole lot of conversations. I'm telling y'all, we have a whole lot of conversations. We be talking. And it probably
What's
is
that song, Jesus, He's My Friend?
Yeah. He'd probably be like, oh, Lord, here she go again.
Yeah, I'm your friend, no matter what you need. Go ahead.
Need now? What is it? What they do now?
Right.
But we have a whole lot of conversations, but at the end of the day, I just get back to the business and the purpose. Why am I here? What did I come to do? See, all of that stuff is a distraction. That is just nonsense to keep you, because the enemy knows, and the enemy could be a number of folks. So I'm not talking about a devil with a pitchfork, but people know when they get you off course. See, that keeps you from completing the mission.
Right.
And completing the vision, right? Or the purpose. And so that's the goal, is to keep you off course, because now they see the good that you're doing. So we're like, oh, now we got to do something to disrupt this, because if they keep going at this rate, then they can project out and see, oh, they're going to be doing this for the community, that did this. Oh, now we got to, shake this up a bit. And so you got to stay focused. And it's very hard to stay focused because there's always something that's going to come. There's going to be attacks against your family, attacks against your finances, attacks against your health. There's always going to be something that's going to come against you. But at the end of the day, you have got to stay focused and understand whatever that purpose is, whatever that vision is. Life is bigger than this temporary situation that you find yourself in.
I like that, Damali. That's good, because for people that didn't know when I was younger, because you've been with me home, we done went back to the town, because I think we all have to grow and mature, because like it's a lot of gangsters on this live. I can tell, because I done met a lot of them. And when I was little, I understand going through that, keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah.
You're going to get slapped, like Will Smith said. If you say something, see something, when I see you on sight, I done been shot at, all fighting, I done did cut all that stuff I've done. But at the end of the day, at some point, you have to mature beyond those things. And like you said, and get into purpose and figure out what God has for you. And I think what works for me is one thing is I just say, Lord, I'm just going to let a day be a day. When I say that, that means nothing went right. But I just let that day be the day. I pray about it and move on. And the one thing that I think helps me as well is I just try to lead with love. That's number one. And at nighttime, it don't matter what you say or do. Then at nighttime, I forgive everybody. So when I get on this mic, want me to tell you what helps me, Damali? I have no enemies. Right now, the Lord can ask me to go sit down and meet and talk with anybody. Think about that, Damali. I don't have any enemies, no resentment toward because I found a way to forgive. So I'm free of all of that. And then what I do, because I know too, I'm not perfect, because I can offend somebody unintentionally. I was at Oasis and you waved at me, but I didn't see you because I was in the zone thinking about something, and then you could say, man, forget Charles, man. He think you're on radio. He didn't speak to me. Well, I'm done with. I don't know what's out there. Right. But at nighttime, I just be like, Lord, for things I know and don't know. Yeah. Then intentional or unintentional. Lord, forgive me, because I'm just still trying to get it right. Yeah. And for the people that do something, then I just give grace. And then at night, just in case they don't want to give me grace, then I just ask God to give me grace. And you know what I do to people that be mad at me? I hug them. I buy them something.
Yeah,
I go
which is
sit right
annoying.
by them. I do that to Damali. I do that to Bishop. Or anybody close
So
to me.
that's what I'm saying. It is a blessing that I don't know how to do a roundhouse, because if I did, there would be some people that will probably get one. But thank God for His grace and mercy that I never learned
Look,
how to
y'all,
do it.
Damali used to get mad at me, and then the first thing I do, come sit right by her.
I'll be like,
You're like, hey, Damali, how you doing today? She be like, man, I went to Booker T. Then she'll start barking. I'm like, now, the Lord says, there shall forgive. You ain't going to forgive me? No. Because you just going to do what you did again. You know, but at the end of the day, it's the reason why. What you supposed to forgive 7 times, 77 times. So at the end of the day, look, to free yourself.
yeah.
What's the song? I keep saying, you just got to let it go.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, to free yourself. So I'm telling you, Damali, that's the best thing for me is, look, anybody can call my phone. I can run into anybody. I don't have no problem with nobody. And if somebody do with me, you can call me, you can text me, we can sit down, we can eat, and I'm going to be trying to find a way to resolve it. Because here's the thing, Damali, that I found that has been my challenge. People would get unrealistic expectations for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they think you should do.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd be like, well, Damali should have came and did this. Well, how can you determine what? Or I think Charles and Damali should have covered this or did this or did. When did you decide that you decide what we should and shouldn't do? You don't know what mission, what purpose. You don't know what Damali got going on personally. You know what I going on personally. Because if we can be there, we can. But 2 people can't do everything.
You know what? This is funny. So I had a conversation with a person, and apparently there was a misunderstanding. So when they explained to me, I think you did da 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 da. Okay,
right.
And so I said, oh well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way. I didn't know I did that. Because I really didn't. Then they're gonna tell me, well, I don't think your apology is genuine. Well, you know what? It ain't. Never mind. I take it back. I'm like, how you gonna tell me my apology is not genuine?
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. People have their own crazy way of thinking about things and thinking about, and so for me, I just try to focus on the good that I'm trying to do, the help that I'm trying to offer, the kids that I'm trying to, provide for that are not my own kids, and what I mean by that is by offering them a safe place where they can come and have a good time, learn something, get something to eat, and be able to go home at the end of the day and their parents are like, you know what, we love this camp. And we want to bring all our kids. People been telling us for years we ought to do a school. We're like, oh no, because there's a lot of work, because we know what it takes for a 1-month summer camp. So I cannot imagine 10 months in school.
Right.
Oh no, every day. Oh no, that's a lot. And God didn't put that on my plate.
Yeah.
So,
and I can tell you what I did to my kids and everybody. It's no playbook for your kids, but it was opposite. When I was young, when I was on my way to school, my mommy said, if somebody hit you, you better turn around and karate chop, kick, bite them, pull their hair off, and go crazy. I like, mama, that's a whole lot. She's like, you don't mess with me, you don't touch us. But see, that was in my mama DNA. She had that fire in her. But see, I had to do something different because guess what? Not my mama's fault, but I got kicked out of kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd because I'm trying to get your haircut. So my mama said, don't even look at, for whatever reason, maybe because my mama was 4'11", my mama and other people had parents like that. If they whoop you, we going back down there, you going to fight it. We came up in the time, it was Gangsta Nation. But when I raised my kids going to Union, and it's like 5,000, I knew my kids was going to be tall and big. Not my oldest. Now, she 4'11",
right.
But that Khalil and Matt, I was like, oh, their hands big, their feet big. So this is what I told my kids. I did the opposite. I told them, you have no reason to put your hands on nobody. And the reason why I said that, I see how they was built and strong. And I'm like, I don't want them to hurt nobody because I knew this. And that's just my reason with my own kids. I knew if somebody bagged them in a corner, I knew they could come out.
Right.
But I didn't want to give them no kind of reason to be at school fighting, So I used to always tell them, we pray. And I would just always say, look, if somebody do something, you need to let the teacher know. Because I want them to exhaust everything.
Right.
Before they went to that, And I know that's a little different than what we did in the 80s and 90s. But I think that may have helped. Not bragging, but my son, he ended up top academic and athlete in his class.
Yeah.
And then with my daughter, and he came through football. You know how Union is at football.
Right.
It's the king at that time. I don't know if they are now. Anyway, my daughter playing basketball is the same thing. But I think a lot of it came from them. Because sometimes people will push them or shove them or do something. But I would just, man, I really want my kids to be able to lead with love and not have that. Have you seen people that are just angry for nothing?
Mhm.
Like they angry, like you just woke up. What did you dream about?
Right.
You know, what, you know, you just, do you know certain people, they just always, and I was like, man, I don't want
a natural frown on
so
their
it's
face.
just
You're like, what?
what they call it's just a stink energy. It's
Yeah.
it's a bad vibe. It's good energy, and I would just hope, man, I want my kids to show up with the right vibe and energy and all of that. And now at the same time, I was at home teaching them karate. So what am I really doing? I told them,
Making them double-minded. That's what you're doing.
my daughter, so Daddy, I said no. This is just an exercise, but I will be teaching them literally how to protect themselves and all that, because I don't want you out there unable. But at the same time, we got to think about what we teach our kids.
You use it as a last resort. Yeah.
As a last resort. But I would be wrestling. I make them work out. We run. We in shape. So what would happen? My goal was to create them in a way where you don't want to even mess with them. Like, you know, somebody you look at it and be like, nah, that's going to be a lot of smoke.
Exactly. I don't even want that.
But back to the title, leading by example.
So I'm going to give the definition that I came up with for us, for community. So leading by example means demonstrating through your actions, the values, behaviors, and attitudes you want others in the community to follow. Leading by example means being the change you want to see in your community. Ooh. So that's what we're talking about today. And obviously, this is a topic that's near and dear to our heart, because we've been talking. Well, I ain't even had to read none
for
of
a whole
stuff.
Hour.
Yeah, well, I ain't had to read none of this other stuff, because what it puts us in the mind of is that that's what we do every day. That is our goal every day. When I get up every day, my goal is to be an example to someone.
Okay.
And to show someone that to show, you know, people what it is that, you know, we are trying to do.
So let's just take a real quick break. Yeah. And when we take a break, we're going to come back. We got a special guest that's going to be live in studio. We're going to unpack. And while we take this break, the question is going to come to you. What does it mean to you when we say leading by example? What does that mean to you? When we come back to the live, we're going to read your answers. Our special guest is going to be live in studio. Can't wait for you to see who this person is. And we're going to be right back. Y'all stay locked in.
Did we like, what's the... Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development. EduRec is the place where education and recreation meets. At EduRec, we have a host of programs such as Spring Break Camp, Summer Camp, and After School. It's located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. To donate, sponsor, or volunteer for any of our programs at EduRec, go to edurectulsa.com. Call EduRec today at 918-430-3947. And you can also visit us on any of our social media platforms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet.
The 36th Street North Event Center is proud to kick off another great season of social gatherings with family and friends. And no matter what the size of your next event, the 36th Street North Event Center has you covered. From event decor to live DJs, even catering, and a world-class sound and lighting system, 36th Street North has your event covered. We offer a state-of-the-art event booking and planning process from start to finish. And whether you're hosting 100 or 1,000, 36th Street North Event Center is the premier event center of North Tulsa, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. Share the experience at 36th Street North Event Center and see why we are the #1 choice for upscale events. From weddings to birthdays, corporate functions, holiday parties, and so much more. Visit us today at 36theventcenter.com or call and reserve your spot at 918-200-9046.
Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
You know what? It's really not that bad being up at 5 a.m.
Damali, you know what? You're absolutely right. The only thing better is we on 5 days a week.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up, our brand new morning show.
Right here on NYCU.FM.
And simulcast on KBOB 89.9 FM.
We got your Black History Trivia.
We got your medical report.
Don't forget the police report.
Your local, national, and international news.
Always the latest on upcoming events.
The Divine Nine and the HBCU check-ins.
And most importantly, we can't do it without you.
And make sure you join us each and every day.
It's the Community Wake Up
with Charles and Damali.
The 36th Street North Event Center is proud to kick off another great season of social gatherings with family and friends. And no matter what the size of your next event, the 36th Street North Event Center has you covered. From event decor to live DJs, even catering, and a world-class sound and lighting system, 36th Street North has your event covered. We offer a state-of-the-art event booking and planning process from start to finish. And whether you're hosting 100 or 1,000, 36th Street North Event Center is the premier event center of North Tulsa, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. Share the experience at 36th Street North Event Center and see why we are the number one choice for upscale events. From weddings to birthdays, corporate functions, holiday parties, and so much more. Visit us today at 36theventcenter.com or call and reserve your spot at 918-200-9046.
This is what mornings are supposed to sound like.
Good morning, Charles.
What's up, Damali?
It's the Community Wake Up.
And keeping you connected.
Hey, we on.
Real talk.
Everybody's up and at it.
More action. All the time.
From 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up.
Weekdays.
With Charles and Damali.
Make sure you tune in. Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on the historic Greenwood. Welcome to the show. You're locked in on NYCU.FM radio station. We also local and syndicated on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. We also on YouTube, the official World One Development. News you can use, but you got the absolute best seat in the house right here live in studio at Grandma's Table. On Community to Wake Up, but we talking about all the good stuff today. Our theme is leading by example. What's up, Damali, on this Taco Tuesday?
You know what? This is a topic that we can talk about forever, and
Yes.
probably because I can sit on my soapbox and just go on and on and on and on.
Right.
But we will not do that today because we want to give you guys an opportunity to answer the question.
Right.
So Charles posed the question and asked,
leading
what
by example.
does it mean to you to lead by example? And so I'm just going to read a couple of comments that I see on the live. Uncle Brian says, we're always accused of being angry Black people. We have to be better every day than yesterday. And I love that because that is so true. And this is the thing. You don't know what people have gone through.
Right.
Because you see the Damali sitting here today, you don't know what I done been through.
Right.
You don't know who done slammed doors in my face. You don't know how hard I've had to work to get to where I've been in my lifetime. You don't know the challenges that I face. You don't know what I've gone through and had to overcome being a single mom, going to school, working a full-time job, being a full-time mom, and all that. You don't know anything about that unless I decide to share my story with you.
Right.
So your preconceived notions about who I am and what I do, could absolutely be false.
And I think we do that about a lot of us sometime in our community. When people come in, I think Uncle Brian, you said the best, you either angry or you this or you owe that. And I think we just got to find a way to give people a chance. And like you said, coming up is tough. And now, even at this age, I understand now. You remember grandmas used to stretch out in church, wig come off, they under the pews, they crawl into the back, they thank you, Jesus, and they just run. Now you're like, man, that was real emotions.
Because you don't know another man's or woman's story. You don't know what they've had to overcome. You don't know what pressures, they've had to endure in order to get where they are. I even think about people, sometimes people see us and they see that, we have EdgeRec Youth and Family Fund Center, which is 53,000 square feet. It sits on 15 acres of land. They see the 36th Street North Event Center, which is 25,000 square feet of a facility sitting on 4 acres of land. That we have the church over at 2121 North Harvard sitting on a complex, so it's multiple buildings sitting on 4 acres of or 5 acres of land. So when you see these things, then the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh man, they got a lot of money. Now, why would you think that?
Well,
why?
It kind of makes sense a little bit. If you got all these buildings, it means you at least got $2.
But what that also means is that you got bills.
Well, I'll say this, on the back end, then you may not understand you're really just dealing with a ministry that loves community. And we just have a church and a church board that said we instead of maybe trying to build a mega ministry, that we really just use a lot of our resources to really try to help and bless people. And then you might forget, through fitting back in, over 2,000 people have graduated, 86% success rate, helping people come out of prison. 90 days in, it's a program we follow up that we help people with housing. You might not know, even like right now, we probably got 40 going on 50 kids for our Unplugged summer camp. We didn't get no big money from no foundation or nothing. We just doing what we can for us by us, because we understand kids have to have a place to get out of the rain at the event center. Man, these accounts look like y'all accounts, because you just doing what you can.
But the bills are big.
But I can understand, because I grew up at a time if somebody owned a little small store, in my mind, you rich. If you had a little burger shop, you rich. If you had a little marketplace where you did, if you sold watermelons, man, you making all the money. So I can understand. But then when you get in the space, a lot of times it's difficult, Damali, to sit and have a conversation, because until you have to own the building. Then now we understand why when COVID happened, millions of companies closed immediately. So that's your example that when you run these things, it's difficult. And then the thing you may not know is, for me, the first 4 years I volunteered, I didn't get paid at all. A lot of times people don't know, Damali, when you started, you volunteered for a year and didn't get paid at all.
Not a penny.
Because you got to remember, a lot of this stuff is church. These are not for profit. And when they say not for profit, that's facts. And anybody that works in a not for profits, a lot of times you dependent on foundations and stuff to come in. And sometimes they come in and sometimes they don't. But what we always try to do in our community is, if we can't get paid for 6 months or 8 or 9 months, we want, because we don't want to offer something good for the community and then take that away. So if we say, right, the city of Tulsa's in our building for June, they ain't here for free.
Right.
Y'all might think, oh, they finna pay them a whole lot. Oh, I got to be a contract.
No.
Well, you absolutely, it's not correct.
It's not correct.
So at the same time, just like Damali is saying it, let's lead more with understanding versus perceptions.
And stop always trying to count other people's money. Worry about your money and how you making your money. Stop trying to be in everybody else's pockets and trying to figure out what they have or how they're doing something so that you can get what they have. Right. That it's not necessary.
And if you're out there, go ahead, Damali.
Yeah. So just if we spend more time worrying about how we can fulfill our purpose and our dreams and our visions and being able to create generational wealth for the next generation, it would be much better for all of us, instead of people trying to figure out, well, how you get paid? Well, how much money you got? How you get that car you got? How you live in that house you got? Yeah, you worried about the wrong stuff. Right. If you can lend your gifts and talents to make this world a better place, this community, let's not even go to the world, let's just condense it all the way down to this community, a better place, then that's what we should be doing. So, it's I just think we waste a lot of time on the wrong stuff, and then we die. And it's like, man, I didn't even get to do nothing in life I wanted to do. Well, why was that?
It's kind of like, even like Uncle Bobby, he has a radio station. That's why we always try to support, Because typically, if you see Uncle Bobby, he got the fly glasses on, but Uncle Bobby ain't went and paid $1 million for no shades. But when you look at the radio station, you go in, you see the gold plaques, and you see some of that stuff. But a lot of times, these things are just accumulated over time for working, for grinding, you know. So a lot of times, we do want to get to a space. Here's the thing. It's like being on a plane. And you're trying to get to 35,000, what they call it, 35,000 feet.
Yeah.
And to get to some smooth altitude so you can fly. But let me tell you something, you know, if for you that fly on planes, you know what turbulence feels like. It takes you a minute to get up there where you can get comfortable. And I can say with us, our plane's been flying all this time and we still haven't gotten to that 35,000 where we can go, whew, okay, we can relax a little bit and do this and do that. Because here's the thing, Damali, a lot of times people forget, we had to pack these businesses through the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We had to pack it through the government shutdown. We have to pack it through teacher walkout. We have to pack any different thing that when you are a first responder and on the first line, and anything kicks in, you have to be ready for all those different things.
All the time.
So you have to always just remember when you're trying to lead by example, it is not always easy. Our special guest is live in studio. I want to ask her if I can borrow her glasses. So we're going to take a break, listen to a couple commercials, get us situated, and we're going to get to it. But again, our theme for today is leading by example, and it ain't easy. We'll be right back with Community Wake Up with Charles and Damali. We got our special guest live in studio. We're not going to tell you who they are till they get on the mic. Y'all stay locked in. We'll be right back.
EduRec is the place where education and recreation meets. At EduRec, we have a host of programs such as Spring Break Camp, Summer Camp, and After School. It's located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. To donate, sponsor, or volunteer for any of our programs at EduRec, go to edurectulsa.com. Call EduRec today at 918-430-3947. And you can also visit us on any of our social media platforms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet.
Are you or someone you know just as involved? Are you or someone you know in need of support services? Don't worry, Fitting Back In got you covered. We offer life skill workshops, career development, job search, substance abuse counseling, and more. We are located at 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74115. Give us a call at 918-592-3500. Follow us at Fitting Back In Tulsa. Also, visit us on our website for services at www.fittingbackininc.org. Our services are available only in Tulsa County.
EduRec is the place where education and recreation meets. At EduRec, we have a host of programs such as Spring Break Camp, Summer Camp, and After School. It's located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. To donate, sponsor, or volunteer for any of our programs at EduRec, go to edurectulsa.com. Call EduRec today at 918-430-3947. And you can also visit us on any of our social media platforms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet.
You know what? It's really not that bad being up at 5 a.m.
Damali, you know what? You're absolutely right. The only thing better is we on 5 days a week.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up, our brand new morning show.
Right here on NYCU.FM.
And simulcast on KBOB 89.9 FM.
We got your Black History Trivia.
We got your medical report.
Don't forget the police report.
Your local, national, and international news.
Always the latest on upcoming events.
The Divine Nine and the HBCU check-ins.
And most importantly, we can't do it without you.
And make sure you join us each and every day.
It's the Community Wake Up
with Charles and Damali. Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on the historic Greenwood.
Yes.
You're live on NYCU.FM radio station. We live and syndicated locally right here on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. And remember, the Juice Radio Show, that's our high school program. Don't let them kids just sit at home. Let them go to 121 16 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D. We moved on up just a little bit. Go see Uncle Bobby E with the green eyes when he take his lokes off. You don't know what you're really looking at. Nevertheless, never mind that. Let the kids be positive over the summer and give them something to do. You're also live on YouTube, the official World One Development news you can use. But you right here live at Grandma Table, Community Wake Up with Charles and Damali, where we get to talk about the real things happening in our community to try to empower us to move forward. Damali, what's up on this Taco Tuesday?
Listen, y'all know that it is outside season.
It is
for us. Once May gets here, it's like, listen, it's on and popping. So the next thing up is the Juneteenth celebration that's going to be happening in our city. And we have none other than Miss Lauren Evans in the building, who is going to talk to us about Juneteenth, and we're going to share some stuff. We're going to bust some myths because there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff being said that, and you know, y'all know I crashed out the other day.
Right.
Last
you just
week.
recovered this morning.
I just recovered. And but we got Miss Lauren Evans in the building. She is your title executive director?
Yes.
Executive director of Juneteenth. And she is in the building. Lauren, how are you doing, sis?
Well, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hey, I'm up this morning. I don't be up. Like, I don't know what's going on. I guess I'm excited.
Yes.
But I am well, blessed, and highly favored in the Lord.
Amen.
just unmuted it on this camera. It was mute on the camera.
It should be muted.
It should be
so
muted.
You can hear it. Yeah.
Because it's mic check, mic check, mic. Mic check.
Oh, it's on roadcast.
Mic check. There you go. Mic check 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7,
There we
8,
go.
9, 10.
We're back.
Y'all need to take a picture of that because it seems like it's always that same thing. We be looking at all that. So maybe take a picture so when we come back, we'll know. Just like that. Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning
Look,
Show with
everybody
Charles
happy.
and Damali. Yeah, we all happy. So take a picture of whatever that is because it always seems like it's that
Yes,
same thing. Anyway, Lauren, my bad. But we back in the building. And for the third and hopefully final time.
Good morning.
Look, she got the glasses on. You see the fresh braid. She's like, I'm outside. Look, Lauren normally not even up yet, but today she wants to grace us with her presence. So, Lauren, for all these thousands of people, local, national, international, tell them just a snippet about yourself, just who you are.
Yeah, so my name is Lauren Corbett Evans. I am the executive director for the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival. I am a Tulsa native. I was born and raised in Tulsa. I left after high school and went off to college once I got into my career, once I got there, because there was a lot of stuff happened before that. But once I got to my career, I worked for Langston University for about 6 years in their athletic administration. And then I moved to Tulsa to take a job at OSU in their foundation. So I did some philanthropy work. And before taking over for my late mother, Sherry Gamble Smith, I took over the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival in 2023. So this is my 4th year as executive director. I'm very happy about making it this far.
Your senior year.
My senior year. That's what I've been saying. It's my senior year.
Right.
And so I might be graduating. I don't know what I'm graduating to. I don't think it'll be leaving, but I'm graduating to another level.
Amen.
Of understanding, of compassion, of all the things. And so I'm very excited about this year for sure.
Hey, let me do our theme today, and then we're going to get back to what's coming up with Juneteenth to unpack all of that. But our title today, Damali, I think is fitting, is leading by example. When you hear leading by example, what does that mean to you?
It really means just showing the love of God, to be honest. I think that's one thing that I've been learning is regardless of what I encounter, the people that I encounter, the portrayal I feel, the backlash that I get, all of the things, it's my goal and my duty to show the love of God as a leader, as a Christian woman, all of those things. And so I really just am excited about being able to show people a different way of handling our people. I think sometimes we mishandle each other by getting upset and holding grudges and all kind of things, causing discord and all kinds of things. And so I think for me, it's just making sure that I am leading in love and the rest of it, the Lord handles.
I know that's right.
That's a bar. That's maturity too.
Yeah.
And so, can we have a candid conversation? And we family.
That's what
first
I'm
and
family
foremost. We family first and foremost. As a matter of fact, your baby. First of all, how's camp going?
Camp, hey, my baby loves camp. That boy will play all day. He was like, "Mama, what we gonna be doing at camp?" I just want to play football all day. I'm like, that's probably not what you're gonna be doing all day.
Not all day,
but they'll probably give you a little
right.
Gonna give you a ball and let you run for a touchdown with Hitcham. Brandon Hitcham is there like, give me the ball. I got you.
But he loves it.
So we're, this is a community thing for us. And so we was right alongside your mom when your mom was orchestrating Juneteenth. We have been working with her for a very long time. Well, first of all, let me just say this. The Gamble family is my family from way back to the way back. Okay. We was in Church of God in Christ together, not playing a game.
Foundation.
Yeah, with your grandpa.
Yes.
Not a game. And so we've been in community. We've been working side by side, doing things together for a very long time. Last year, we had the honor to be the host of Juneteenth. And we were having a grand old time.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Having a grand old time.
She said, do you hear me?
A good time.
Hey, I'm telling you, until the unfortunate incident happened. And we were like, it was crazy because we were trying to figure out like what's going on, what's happening, because it happened, on the Strip. We were out on the concert grounds. And so we were confused about what was happening. We had elected officials there that were like getting information and everything. We were trying to figure out what to do. Charles and I, had to keep everybody calm, make sure that everybody stayed sheltered in place because we were trying to figure out what was going on. We just didn't know. I watched your family deal with that situation, right? Can you share, as much as you're willing, what that was like for you in that moment?
Ooh,
yeah.
Y'all should have got me some tissue. Where's
Yeah.
the Kleenex?
Yeah.
The best way I can describe it is debilitating.
Yeah.
It literally just took all of the breath out of me. Like I didn't even, I was also in kind of action mode at the beginning, right? So it's like it's my job to make sure that all things flow well in some regard. And so I went right into action. It was like gunshots, move to where they are. Everybody else was running away. I was running to whatever was happening. And just candidly to see the chaos and just to be in the midst of the chaos, the misunderstanding, the victims that were hurt, trying to get people out of the way to get IMSA through, all of those things. It was just a lot happening at once. But it was very traumatizing, to be honest. There was a direct correlation in what we were experiencing at the festival and what we experienced with my mom. And I can remember, like, even months later, I was sitting and talking to someone, and I couldn't even do anything for Juneteenth. Like I couldn't bring myself to begin working or even, I didn't want to think about any of it. I was just like, how do I process through the trauma? Because it also brought up other trauma that I didn't realize that I hadn't worked through or processed.
Right.
And this is something that I had recently talked to Isaiah's mom about. Isaiah Knight is the young man who lost his life at the Juneteenth festival, and Isaiah was shot in his head, and my mother was as well. And I can remember looking at him and seeing the wound in his head and immediately flashing back to my mom in the mortuary. And I didn't even, it was like, I didn't even know how to process like what I was feeling. And it really just kind of had me stuck, to be honest, for so long. I just felt like the enemy was out for me. It almost felt like, this is personal. Why am I in another situation of gun violence that was so unexpected, that was just, I felt like they both were just out of nowhere. It was like everything is good, and then all of a sudden, everything is bad. There's nothing. And so I think at that time, it felt like I had support, but I also felt very alone. Like nobody can understand how the responsibility that I feel, you know, like I realized it wasn't my fault. But I also realized that there is a responsibility for the community, and I felt like I failed in some way. I know that I did everything that was necessary to make sure that I was in alignment with the city of Tulsa, with all guidelines, security, all of those things. I crossed all my T's and dotted every I as it pertained to that, with the setup that we had every year. It was for years and years and years. We would do the same thing. We have no problems. Nothing has happened in that regard. And so it really felt debilitating. I really didn't feel like I could do it. And so I really had to just sit with it and pray about it. Even my family. When I say, man, it may have been one person that was like, keep going. Everybody else was like, that's it. This is it. This is too much. We can't we can't continue to expose ourselves to trauma when other people don't care. You know, like there are people that have no regard for the people who are really putting everything out there to make sure that this happens. And so they were like, hey, if you done, then we done. And if you still in it, we're gonna have to pray about it. I did a lot of praying, a lot of fasting, and meditating on what was important. And I think that it made me think about my why. I kept asking, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Because if you want me to be honest, it's not enough that the community is able to come out and have a good time and celebrate Juneteenth.
Exactly.
That's not enough.
That's not
for
enough.
Me.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me. If it doesn't have a lasting impact, if it's not changing somebody's life, if it is not uplifting to our community, it don't make sense to me.
Mhm.
I'm not here. I'm not making money.
Right.
You know, like it's not funding my lifestyle.
Right.
I still have to work other jobs. I still have to pick up other contracts.
Mhm.
And so I needed to figure out why I was here. Why am I still doing this? It's not about my mama's legacy no more.
Mhm.
Year 4, I done lived a legacy out. She's proud of me.
Mhm.
We good. I've continued,
Mhm.
but now I have to figure out what my legacy looks like.
Right.
What does this mean for me? And really it was the Lord was telling me, like, it's not about you. This is about how you are able to act in to impact the community. And so yeah, I'm here because I know that it's not just important for us to have a celebration, but it is important for me to show unity, to show togetherness, to show that we can overcome. And I think the resilience of our community overall pushed me to continue.
So I will say this, and the reason I asked the question is because I know you. And I knew that you would be transparent, and I knew that you would share your heart. And this is why. So for everyone who is listening, who heard our show last week when I kind of went on a tangent about what was being said because of the measures that you were putting in place, I wanted them to hear your heart and just hear from that lens first before we even got there, because I know that person. I know this family. I have been in this community and watched you guys work tirelessly to put on this festival. I've watched people talk about you. I've watched people be unappreciative. I've watched people talk about, well, why they get this, artist, and why they didn't do this, and I've watched people do that. You don't know how these things affect people. But like you just said, what is your why? See, your why isn't because I want to be out here on a pedestal and I want everybody to talk about me. That's not your why.
Don't care about it at all.
Don't care about it
I don't
at
care
all.
if don't nobody know my name.
Exactly.
You don't have to know me.
Yeah.
I need you to see what can happen for this community. I need you to see how we are able to come together to do something like this. I need you to see how what support really looks like, right? Yeah. And so I've never wanted to be in the forefront. I was pushed here.
Yes,
I was okay with just being in the background and orchestrating things and helping organize. But this is where the Lord wanted me. And so I am here to be an example also of, like, regardless of how people feel or what they say or what things look like, it's not about any of that.
Right.
And you also can't allow it to affect you in a way that you can't do your job.
Yes.
If I listened to what everybody was saying, I'd have quit last month. And hey, if y'all want to have Juneteenth, y'all figure out how to get out there and do it.
Yes.
But what was extremely important is that what happened last year can't happen again.
That part.
Whatever I have to do to make sure that is not even a possibility, I'm gonna do.
Right.
And you can be mad at it if you want to. You can stay at home. If you just want me to be honest,
mic drop.
We have 6,000 people who have pre-registered.
Come on, Jesus.
6,000 people have pre-registered. So if the 1,000 people who got something to say and don't like it stay at home, guess what? We still gonna have a party.
Yes, and it's still gonna be a good time.
Let me ask you, Lauren, because we're talking about leading by example. I can't even fathom or even imagine having to be that example.
No. No.
Bigger than Tulsa, because we got the largest Juneteenth in the country.
Yes.
So you the example to the world of what Juneteenth is, not just us. Girl, what is your conversation like with God? Because you by yourself. Because when I text Lauren said, Charles, give me a month.
Yes.
But I was still text, sis, you all right? Hey, you cool? Hey, you know we
Yes.
here. I do that because I
Yes.
understand that I can't understand to sit in that seat when you got to look at the news and see all the police cars and IMSA and this, and you're the tip of the spear. I got to answer
And
the
the blame
questions.
game.
And the blame game and all of that.
Goes.
Girl, what is your conversations like with God? Because it got to just be you and him
At all times.
at all times to get just back to a mental space of any type of normalcy.
Yeah.
You know, because afterwards, we all were like you reacting, but by the time we could finally get in the car to leave, Damali, she just cried the whole time, never said nothing, got in her car and just left. You know what I mean? So it was actually trauma for the people close to you.
Yes.
It was extremely traumatizing for them too. And
can I say this?
Go ahead.
I was traumatized on two different fronts because Sherry Gamble Smith was my friend. We grew up together. How old would your mom be right now?
58.
We're the same age.
58.
We're both 58. So we grew up together. I couldn't remember, what our age difference was because I grew up with all the Gambles. So for one, knowing this beautiful arrangement, this couch and all of that you would set up for your mom in remembrance on the main strip, knowing what happened to her. And then for this to turn around and happen at Juneteenth, it just put me right back into the, like, oh my God. So immediately my heart was like, oh my God, my Gamble family.
Right.
Because now this is pushing you guys right back into the trauma, But then I'm also thinking about, oh my God, this community, all the babies that are out here, all the seniors that are out here, it was just so much. And so that's why I think that I'm so defensive when it comes to people saying certain things or doing certain things as it relates to this, because I know y'all family. I knew your mom. We were the ones that you guys asked when we did the remembrance ceremony, to be there. That was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough. Yeah, that was tough. But the community needed a place where we could all go and try to heal together. And so for this to play out like this, it was devastating. And I'm going to tell you myself personally, because it was my job to be the host. I get what you're saying, because in my mind, I was like, man, I just want to roll up under this stage where can't nobody find me. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we don't know where this person is. We don't know what his motive is. We don't know what he's doing. But I had a responsibility.
And that's
right.
what you said, the
I
responsibility.
had a responsibility to get on that stage, to keep everybody calm, to make sure we were sheltered in place, to pass out the information that was being handed to us from, the officials, and just trying to make sure that we kept everybody just in order so that we didn't have more chaos. And so people don't understand because they don't get to hear these stories.
Yeah.
See, we know these stories because we're in community working. And that's why I love having this platform, because now you get to hear the truth. So when you say by any means necessary, if we got 6,000 coming and that's all we get, now people hear it from your mouth and they understand. This is why we had to put this in place, because we want y'all to come out and be educated. We want you to do the 5K. We want you to do the 1K. We want to have, all of these different events and stuff that we put on, but your safety is what matters first and foremost.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the live real quick. Richie Anderson said, thank you for sharing your heartfelt story, and thank you and your team for all the work you put in for our community. And Uncle Brian says, such a blessing to hear the testimony today, because your life is your testimony.
It is.
You know what I mean? And I look at Lauren like the comeback kid. I mean, you're not a kid, but you know what I'm talking about? It's something to get back to that. And so thank you for sharing that. It's so many people listening for all over. And I think now you feel the spirit of love and that we going to be all right.
Yeah.
Somebody has to say, because if you are right, then that means a lot of people is all right. And we're glad you're all right. And I know in being all right, that a lot that comes along with that. But like I said, I think the theme is leading by example.
It
and Lauren,
absolutely is.
Yeah.
thank you for your example. Thank you for finding a way to battle through your own mental health. just
Yes.
to help us with our mental health, because you young.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know you. And then you look even younger than what you are. You look about 21.
Yes.
And I remember stuff be going on with Damali. I went down to Langston Homecoming, I'm jamming, people all over the place. And I'm like, man, I look like Lauren because I know she's pregnant. About due. It's about her due date. But you see the hair flowing everywhere.
Yes.
And I'm like, I didn't even know she worked at Langston.
Yes.
So I'm driving. So then I called her. And what I love about you, Lauren, you still answer the phone.
Yeah.
She would answer the phone. She in the middle of all that. I call. I'm like, Lauren, was that you? Yeah, that's me. I've been over this for like 6-7 years. So all of the activities at the Langston where I graduated from, she's over that all at the same time. So you are just a different kind of once in a lifetime type of individual. And for all the naysayers, it's quadruple that amount that appreciate you.
Yep. You just hear their voices the loudest, but there's so many more. And 6,000 people pre-registered lets you know that. So can you share? And I already went through because I printed off your whole little thing and I brought it in. I talked for like 20 minutes. I told you, Lauren, I was really
running down through
I
that.
watched it.
Yeah.
I did. And I was appreciative. I got a little squad. They called themselves Goon Squad members.
Did you?
Okay. And they said anybody come for Lauren, Goon Squad members are coming after them. And so I just put you on the list for the Goon Squad.
Period, right? And they put a period at the end for
Yeah.
exclamation point. And that's including pastors, leaders, bishops, and all kind of
Hey,
the
now.
real.
Because we know we're in the background, we get to see firsthand, what you sacrifice. So let's talk about a little bit of what Juneteenth looks like this year as far as security protocol.
So I have made some additional changes. So this year we will be putting up fencing so that we can create entrances and exit access points, so that we can do badge checks, registration, we gonna check everything. Okay,
So don't bring
down.
Yes.
If you bring your cooler, I'm looking in there. We want to see what's in the cooler. We want to make sure that everybody that comes in is safe and that anything that is not supposed to be in that space does not get in. So all individuals 13 and up must register individually prior to. Those that are not registered, when they get there, we will have an opportunity for them to register. We'll have people helping with registration. We'll have some QR codes up where people can register themselves while they're in line. We do have 3 entrances. And so I know that there has been some concern about extremely long lines, that kind of thing, but we have 3 entrances and we are starting early so that people have time to get out there a little before the I guess prime time of
Right.
So the gates will open at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and we'll start letting people in. We'll check everybody's registration. So there is a clear bag policy.
Yes.
Now, I want everybody to come with your clear bag. Okay. I don't want you trying to come bring your big tote bag. Don't try to bring that big Louis purse. And we don't want them. Just leave them at home. Now, I will have a little leniency on some of these things, right? I want people to still be comfortable. I want people to still have an enjoyable experience, right?
So lawn chairs are still welcome.
Bring your lawn chair, bring your cooler. If you have a tent, I don't mind you bring your tent. You just got to put it in the back so you're not obstructing the view of other people. All of those things you can still bring. We just want to check before you come in. And so, like I said, anybody 13 and up has to register. Everybody 18 or younger has to be accompanied by an adult. If you look like you are
like you do,
come on.
Yeah.
They gonna say,
let me see your ID.
Let me see your ID. We need to see.
I am over this event. Let us see. You said.
So let me see.
Yes, they have to be accompanied by an adult. They will not be able to get inside the gate if they are not with an adult. We will allow re-entry. So we'll stamp everybody so that if anybody needs to leave, you can re-enter, but you will be rechecked. We will come back in.
That's right.
So you're not gonna be able to go to your car, go get something, and just walk on back in. You're gonna have to be checked again, go through security again. Aside from that, I think another one of the issues that we had was poor lighting. So once it gets dark, we do have light towers and things to help with more lighting, but we have increased that. And so we'll have enough lighting so where the spaces that are usually not lit up are. I've been working with TPD for the past 5 months, working on the full security plan as well as additional assistance from them. And so they'll have the police light towers that have cameras on them.
Yes.
So
That's
that,
good.
and then they'll also have their ATVs and things. And so they'll have additional officers there to kind of patrol, as well as we have a group of community members who have signed up, Stop the Violence crew, who have signed up to help for Juneteenth. And so I just want to publicly thank Dr. Crutcher for putting that in place and including us in that plan in particular. And so we do have people that are going to be helping in that regard. We have a couple of groups that'll be out there just kind of monitoring and making sure things are safe. And so one thing I do want to mention now, it's just a good segue, is that this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. here at 36th Street North Event Center, I will be having a town hall meeting where I'm asking T-Town, all of y'all to come meet me here. Let's talk about what's happening. Let's talk about, I want to answer the questions. I can't be on social media all day because I got a lot of work to do. So I'm not going to be there answering y'all's questions. If you have a question that you need answered, come to the town hall meeting.
Yes.
We'll answer your questions. Our planning committee will be there. I have an amazing planning committee. I won't name them right now, but we want to answer your questions and we want people to get involved. We want you to know exactly what it is that we need, what we're lacking in volunteers, and for people to come and join in helping make this happen.
What about drones?
No
Don't
even bring it. Don't even bring it.
Now, look, I didn't even get it out.
No.
Yeah.
Now, if there is someone who has a drone who wants to capture footage, they can contact us ahead of time. I would have to verify their drone license, because you do have to have a license to operate a drone over that many people.
Yeah, because it might fly into somebody's wig, stop the show.
So,
my bad.
And so that would be necessary, but yeah, we'll if you bring your drone, we're gonna turn you away till you go put that up.
So Teresa says people don't understand the effort and the time that it takes to make this event possible. Kudos to Lauren for the strength to endure.
Thank you.
So yeah, we wanted to make sure, and we did use up all the time because so we didn't.
We're gonna go a little extra.
We're gonna go a
little
extra.
extra.
Yeah, we did not get to the feud, but we want to make sure
I think we should still do the feud. I mean, we just give it a little more time.
Okay, so if y'all want to hang around, Charles wants to do the feud because
almost 800
he's
people
the
on
king,
here talking. So
he thinks,
hey,
did you win yesterday?
Yes.
And so that's why he wants to do
That's exactly why. I want to defend my crown, but I got to defend my honor. And I think what we're talking about, leading by example, I think it's just the perfect show. So we're going to give another 15, 20 minutes. We got a lot of people on. Y'all can hang out.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. But for people that think Juneteenth is just a quick thing, help them understand the magnitude of what you go through in preparation to put on.
And before you answer that question also, and you don't have to give numbers, but let's talk about the costs, because I hear you saying we're adding lights, we're adding fencing, we're adding additional security. Talk about what that does in relationship to your budget. Right, and how that affects the show.
Absolutely. So as it pertains to just the preparation, I usually start preparing like the week after Juneteenth is over.
Yes.
Granted, this year I just didn't have it. I just couldn't. So I'm still behind on the preparation part because I started so late.
Yes.
As it pertains to budget, it at minimum, okay, costs about $250,000. That is if
Bare
if
bones.
that is bare minimum.
Right.
When we talk about staging, the staging costs upwards of $80,000. So from between $80,000 and $100,000 for the setup that we have for the stage, and then on top of that, the infrastructure itself. With bike racks and tents and all of those things, that it could cost an additional at least $50,000. And then we have this other programming that is happening. In addition, we're doing all of this for free. So I don't have a lot of revenue generating spaces. The only way I generate revenue is through our merch. Which y'all are not buying the merch, okay? Y'all need to buy a t-shirt this year because I am
You got
not
a fan?
making
You got a
enough.
fan?
This is
T-shirt,
I don't
yeah.
have a fan this
Girl,
year.
I need some fans.
the
I don't
t-shirt.
have a. You know what? Let me work on it. I might can get some fans.
Yeah, come on now.
But we've had. I think last year we had about 8,500 people that were at Juneteenth, and maybe 300 people bought a
Come
shirt.
on.
Oh,
for
now,
real?
for
Yeah.
real? Come on,
Yeah.
y'all.
So
Come
this,
on.
Alright,
so
so
you put the man that we gonna buy a
Can
shirt
y'all just
today.
buy one shirt?
a shirt.
Please,
If
you buy
can't do
one
that.
shirt. You
Because
can't get nothing
8,000
else.
people buy a shirt.
Come on.
How much is a shirt?
The shirt is $25.
$25.
Come on, y'all. We can buy.
So if
we
you
can-
can't do nothing else,
Because y'all
Just
ain't paying for
buy
nothing
a
else.
shirt.
buy
It's
a
free.
shirt.
It's a free concert. I mean,
Yes, the
It's free.
other stream of revenue is our alcohol sales, which I'm not gonna lie, we might not have alcohol sales this year. I do have a partnership for that, and they donate the alcohol to us, but we're having issues since the shooting insuring that portion.
yes.
And so I still don't have the insurance for that portion. And so we might have to get rid of it. If so, it is what it is. But because we don't have a lot of revenue generating spaces, all of the funds have to be donated. I'm going out and asking people for money and they're giving it to me, and some are not. Just historically, I probably get at least 5 to 7 no's before somebody says yes to a proposal. In addition, every single year since I started as director, there has been a decrease in our sponsorship. So I have condensed. That's another reason that people see that there's only a one-day concert. We usually have a block party on Thursday, a concert on Friday, a concert on Saturday, and 20 other events. I have cut a lot of things out so that I can accommodate the additional security and those things. And so overall, the goal yearly is $500,000. That's been my goal. The first year I raised $420,000.
So you were almost there.
So I was almost there. Year 2, I raised about $390,000. Year 3, last year we were right at 300, and then this year I'm right about 200, probably right at 200.
Yeah.
So I still got some work to do between now and the festival to make sure that everything is covered. And so that's why donating is very important. We've been asking for donations.
How can they donate?
They can go to our website. If they go to TulsaJuneteenth.org, there is a donate. At the drop down, you'll see a donate button. You can choose the option of donating one time or a monthly recurring donation. Last year at the festival, we asked for donations every night. We said we announced it. We put it on the screens. We had QR codes. Out of the 8,500 people that were there, 4 people donated recurring, like a $10 recurring donation. There were only 4 people.
That's tough.
So we are making the efforts and putting the information out for people to donate. They're asking, well, we don't even know how to donate. And then we put it out and don't nobody donate. So if y'all ask me for something and I put it out there for you, please
take advantage.
Stop just asking us to do stuff if you're not really serious about supporting what is happening. And your dollars go a long way, right? I think one thing I've been a little confused about, everybody been saying, why we can't get an A-list performer?
That was gonna be my next question.
My question is, at what point have y'all seen any A-list performer at the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival?
Mhm.
What year? Come holler at me. Tell me what year they saw that.
Yes.
Historically, that is not what we've been doing.
Right.
We've been giving y'all old school funk year after year after year after year. The
Absolutely.
only
The
year
entire
that
time.
changed was year 10, which was 2 years ago. And that was because I wanted to do something different.
Uh-huh.
I
Right.
decided it's year 10. I'm finna just turn up.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so we had Tamar Braxton,
Right.
T. Wyatt, H-Town. I wanted to do it big for
Right.
that year. But after that, we didn't have enough money to be doing nothing like that again.
Right.
So, and I also am taking less money in order to make this happen. So there
Right.
are years I don't get paid any kind of bonus or
That's that
anything.
sacrifice.
I might get like a base pay, and then it's written in my contract that if I raise a certain
X
amount of
amount,
money,
yeah.
I will be able to get a bonus so that I can take care of my children or maybe go on a vacation or something.
Yes.
But that is not happening because I am forfeiting that to make sure that all of the programming that y'all want, all of the events that you guys want to happen are happening.
So that when it goes, so
But Damali, when you
this
think
goes
about
back to the sacrifices that people make that you don't see on the front end, right? Because this all happens in the background. So you see this fabulous concert, these fabulous events. You see all of these vendors, and the assumption is that there's money flowing when every penny goes back into the event and making it work.
Everyone.
So another thing, let's talk about really quick, is the Black Wall Street tags
Yes.
for your vehicle.
Yes.
I have one. My daughter has
Mhm.
one.
I got
Charles
one.
has one. Can we talk about that and how that benefits Juneteenth?
Yes, so we have a recurring fundraiser through our Remembering Black Wall Street license plates. So this has been a fundraiser for about 5 or 6 years now, about 6 years now.
Mhm.
And then we actually just added a motorcycle license plate to that.
Awesome.
And so now motorcycles can get a license plate, and the funds from that go back to Juneteenth.
Mhm.
And so anybody who's gets it's an official license plate. It's a specialty plate for Oklahoma. So if you have to re-register your vehicle or you're registering a new vehicle, when you get your tags, if you just ask for the Remembering Black Wall Street, I think it's called the historic Greenwood District tag.
right.
And it just says Remembering Black Wall Street on there. But those funds go back to the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is a way that you can participate in funding
Yes.
Juneteenth. Because we all got to get tags for our
Right.
vehicles,
Yep.
and we all got to do it every single year. And so that is another way to be able to help when people are asking, how do I support? How do I help out? The other thing that I heard was people talking about the fact that we are having the same artist, that Lakeside is coming back again. Can you talk about that a little bit?
First off, before Lakeside even left, right after the shooting, they was begging to come back.
They
When I
sure-
say
yeah.
Yes.
they were like, please, can you bring us back? We wanna perform on Greenwood. And so at that point, I couldn't agree to it. But also, I did not have the funding to bring anybody else at that point.
Mhm.
I wanted to, but I just didn't have the funding. And so I went with what we already had in place.
Mhm.
And so I just had to pay additional fees for their travel to come back, their
Right.
hotel and transportation. But the fee had already been
Been
paid.
paid.
Ooh, so you got to do that. That's a
So
business.
I was like, I'm gonna have to do this.
Yes.
And also because they didn't perform.
They
So
didn't get a
where people are
chance.
saying like, we got to hear them again, you didn't hear them.
right.
You heard a little
Song and a half and an
maybe
intro.
a little
You didn't hear
intro. That's what you
They
heard.
just played a video
Absolutely.
And
And then
that
they
was
did
it.
their little intro. That
Yes,
was it.
And they were so adamant to perform even after the situation. They still want to
Yes,
perform.
they still
They
wanted to.
did.
They were like, "Are we gonna perform?"
We
like,
good. We ready.
We got to go home.
No, like
we
we
gotta
need
these
to go.
people
In our
home. We
community,
can't-
where y'all from, LA or something? We're not used to this. We
they
gotta.
weren't worried about none of that.
None of
they
that.
said, if y'all can handle what's going on the street, we can handle the stage. I was like, we just have to shut everything down. Actually,
it's a wrap for us. Yeah.
But yes, they were really excited about being here. And quite honestly, these people getting old.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna
Right.
let them perform while they can perform. In a couple years, the old school people ain't even gonna be performing no more. We're gonna have to get somebody else.
Right.
So let's just thug it out while these people is alive
And
and let them give them a chance.
One of them gave me their pills, and it looked like a small little pharmacy.
Yeah.
Right before he went on
Yeah.
stage, can you hold this for me,
You-
brother? I got it. And it's all the sections. I'm like, what is
Hey.
this? But when he hit that stage, I'm like,
Like,
what up?
hey.
Give me one of these pills because he
Come
went
on,
out
because
doing
he
it.
was
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was ready.
But they were just really excited to
Yeah.
be in Tulsa. And I think what people have to understand also is that Tulsa is a staple city
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
US, right?
Right.
People want to come to experience what is happening in Tulsa. And that includes artists.
Yeah.
And so there are artists that know and understand the history of this place and want to come. And so, I'm excited about having them back. I know that they're excited about being here. And yeah.
So my sister Teresa says, Miss Lauren, send the complaint department to me. I got you.
Listen, I was talking to my daddy yesterday. If don't nobody know my daddy, just ask somebody in Tulsa, do they know Mark Corbett? And then holler at me after that.
I went to school with your daddy.
Listen, so my daddy, I was talking to him yesterday. He said, I think we're gonna start a hotline. And so anybody that got a complaint, give him my number. And
Uh-oh.
he said, tell him we got a complaint hotline and give him the number. So
Boy,
I'm
you talking about a
tempted.
hotline.
You hear
It's
me?
gonna get real hot.
It's gonna
Man.
get real hot because
Man.
it just isn't necessary. I feel like people, I don't know if they want to have a voice or they just want to voice their opinions.
Right.
But in voicing your opinion is fine.
Right.
But if you are, what I don't like is the voicing your opinion from a place of misunderstanding.
Right.
And I think that's
Or
what we get.
abuse.
Yes, that's what we get a lot of. Is like you don't even understand the full scope of what's going on. So I can't even reply or respond to what you're talking about because now I have to give you a whole bunch of context for you to even understand what you're talking about.
Right.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
some people you just gotta let talk because they don't want an understanding. Now, the people that want to understand, the
Yes.
people that are asking questions, why is this being put in place? I don't
Mhm.
mind answering those questions because you deserve to know because you're coming to support what it is that I'm doing. But the people that's just commenting to be commenting, let them people comment, y'all.
Mhm.
Right.
Let them comment and move on and come enjoy what we're putting together for you to enjoy.
Yeah.
And they might not want to hear Lakeside, but the DJs we got, they gonna play everything under the sun that you would want
It's
to
going
hear.
down,
Yes.
right.
It's gonna be an
It's going
amazing
down.
time.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's not, maybe you don't want to hear Lakeside. Leave before Lakeside get up.
Yes.
You can come enjoy all the
Yes.
other stuff. Do you not like local people? Do you not want to support the artists that are here in Tulsa that are trying to, get themselves out there or providing this entertainment for you guys? If that's what you want, come hear the entertainment. You don't necessarily got to.
Here's the thing,
I got-
Damali and Lauren. In my mind, I'm thinking everything's free 99.
Free night.
You got food. You got all this, and the stage was beautiful. I thought I was in the Caribbean somewhere. I'm like,
Hey.
okay,
Said, we was
the
up there.
wind was blowing. So I'm like,
hey,
what
it's Charlie
is
and Damali on the mic. Look at
I mean, the
these
wind was
videos.
blowing.
Yes.
But nevertheless, what else you gonna go do?
Yeah.
You got this going on, and Lakeside puts on a show.
Yeah.
It'd be different. People just sit in one spot.
Listen.
Lakeside is gonna perform. They're gonna dance. Real performances, putting on a real show. So I'm excited about it. Damali, let's do. You want to have fun and do the feud because
Yeah, we're gonna do the
You
feud
said
in
at
just 1
8:30.
second. So Teresa, you got 2 more people to add to your goon squad.
Okay.
So Uncle Brian says, I want to work the hotline. He said, I
Yes.
would volunteer with honor.
Amen.
So, okay, y'all, come on.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
have
go
fun
ahead
for a
and do
second.
the
Then we'll do
family.
15 minutes and wrap up after that. But I think we should have fun. You want to do
Okay.
the feud? You want to play a game show?
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah,
that.
okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the Black Wall Street Family Feud Leading by Example edition.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so today's theme is leading by example because the strongest leaders don't just tell people what to do, they show people how it's done. So we asked 100 people in the community these 3 questions and the bonus question. Okay, the top 4 answers I'm going to give. Your job is to pick the number 1 answer that my 100 people chose. Okay, so here we go. Ready, Steven? Okay, you winning today or what you doing? Oh, you okay? You on there? You dethroning Charles? Okay, here we go.
Try. Come on, all the secret listens coming out now.
Here
I'm
we
ready.
go. Here we go. Okay, so question number 1. Name a quality of someone who leads by example. Is it A, integrity, B, honesty, C, responsibility, or D, consistency?
Read that one more time.
Okay.
Make sure the ancestors gonna touch me on my ankle.
Okay.
I just gotta.
Name a quality of someone who leads by example. Is it A, integrity, B, honesty, C, responsibility, or D, consistency?
Dang, that's like all of the above.
Man,
Ooh, they're all too close.
I think I done chose mine.
Okay, what you got, Lauren?
I'm going honesty.
Honesty.
Yeah,
all
'cause
right.
don't nobody
Lauren?
want nobody to be lying now. Don't be out here lying.
Don't be lying.
You leading and lying.
Right.
No.
Those 2 L's don't
Not
go
prophesying,
together.
proper line.
Yeah.
All right. Richie says A.
Let's say.
A is integrity.
Integrity.
B. Prentice says A. AJ says C. Uncle Brian says A. What you got, Stephen Charles? Oh, Stephen says A.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with integrity, kicking it off.
Okay.
I'm on.
Charles.
I don't know. I don't feel good about it.
All right. Anybody else? We're not going to wait long this time because we are over our time. But anyway, so name a quality of someone who leads by example. Is it A, integrity, B, honesty, C, responsibility, or D, consistency? Charles, Richie, Prentice, Brian, and Stephen, you are all correct. The answer is A, integrity. People are more likely to follow leaders whose actions match their words. Do what you say you're going to do.
Amen.
Period.
I go with that.
Question number 2. Name a place where people learn by watching others. Is it A, home, B, school, C, church, or D, the workplace?
Now that's all of the above. Now
Listen, I told you there is no all of the above.
you asked 100 people, and what most of them
100 people,
said.
What did most of them say? A place where people learn by watching others.
Man, read it one more time.
Name a place where people learn by watching others. Is it A, home, B, school, C, church, or D, the workplace?
I'm going home. A.
All right. Lauren says A. Steven says A. So Richie said he loved that don't lead and lie.
Yeah. Please don't.
Don't
Please.
even lie.
Right. Uncle Brian says A.
A place where people.
AJ says A. Richie says A. Else. Prentice says A. Charles, what you got?
I gotta say, hey, if not, I'm gonna be out here by myself.
Yeah.
If you ain't listening to mama and daddy at home, you ain't listening to nobody.
That's right. All right, so here we go. Question number 2. Name a place where people learn by watching others. Is it A, home, B, school, C, church, or D, the workplace? AJ, Richie, Prentice, Charles, Lauren, Stephen, and Uncle Brian, you are all correct. The answer is A,
Almost
at
where the
home.
heart is.
It says children often learn their earliest lessons by watching parents and family members. People are always watching, especially at home.
Yes.
Ooh, 'cause my
Okay.
kids, your kids be peeping at you.
Boy.
Like,
You be on the phone, they be all in the phone.
I
Say it
got
about
all
Amy.
boys, so
Oh.
they be in my business.
They all,
Mom, I heard you said June we was gonna be doing something else for Juneteenth. Don't be
Yeah,
worried.
you don't
about-
get the question.
Yeah, be quiet.
I realized my mom used to be like, boy, stay out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out of your mouth. All in my mouth. Trying to be in my business.
right. Okay, here we go. Question number 3. Name something a person can do to set a positive example in the community. Now, this should be easy for us because we do this every day. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, support local businesses, or D, keep their word?
Talking about this
That's
should
tough.
be easy. You better get up out of here.
Because we do all
Read
this.
it again. We do
Name-
all of them.
Name something a person can do to set a positive example in the community. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, support local businesses, or D, keep their word?
I'm gonna go help others.
Yeah, I'm going B too.
Okay. Lauren
'Cause
and
it
Charles.
can't be A 3 times in a row, can it?
Steven says B.
It can't. He
It
said,
can.
I thought he was Barack.
It
Yes,
Yep,
we can.
Yes. Richie says B.
Where is it? I'm like,
All right, y'all. Where the rest of y'all at? AJ says A.
AJ already dancing like he done won the feud already.
Princess says what? S. Did you say S? A. He said A. He made a typo. I was like, what? Uncle Brian says B. All right, here we go. Question with answer. Name something a person can do to set a positive example in the community. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, support local businesses, or D, keep their word? Lauren, Charles, Stephen, Richie, and Uncle Brian, you are correct.
Look
The
at-
answer is B. I told y'all we do this every day.
Now,
It said
help
service,
somebody.
Right. Service is one of the strongest forms
Hey.
of leadership. Helping people inspires people.
Ooh.
Ain't that good?
You know,
good.
that's it.
All right, so here we go. The bonus round worth 5 points.
Oh man.
So it looks like Lauren, you got 2. Charles, looks like you got
A clean sweep.
3. You got a clean
I'm
sweep.
trying.
Clean sweep again.
I'm on it.
Charles,
That's just to touch my ankle.
Couple days. Okay, so here we go. This is worth 5 points. Stephen, what did you get? Oh, he got it. Oh, y'all tied.
Steve, like, man, I got my braids done yesterday. What
Yeah,
y'all really
yeah,
talking
what y'all
about?
talking about. Yes. Okay, so here we go. Worth 5 points. Name something that grows when people lead by example. Is it A, trust, B, respect, C, unity, or D, community pride? What y'all got?
What's the answers again?
I'm gonna read the whole question. How about that? Name something that grows when people lead by example. Is it A, trust, B, respect, C, unity, or D, community pride?
Respect. B.
Say B.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Richie says B.
The song called "Respect Yourself." I just feel a trick coming up. Trickery. I feel trickery, Lauren.
You
I
say
feel.
A. Steven says A.
What is A? Trust.
Yeah.
I think it's trust or respect.
Well, pick one.
I'm going.
He
What's
said,
C? What's C and D?
C is unity and D is community pride.
Read it
AJ,
one
where
more
y'all
time
at?
for the YouTubers.
Okay.
That's it.
Name something that grows when people lead by example. Is it A, trust, B, respect, C, unity, or D, community pride?
I'm going.
AJ said he's sticking with A.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with trust.
J.
Mama said B.
Mama said
Prentice
B.
said C. What is C?
Princess said
I
C
like
is
community
unity.
pride. Unity. Ooh.
AJ says A.
They're all so good.
No. Give me C. Is that?
You
Is
gonna
it?
say C?
You could have
Unity?
gave us one throw off answer.
Right, and
So
it's
we know
none of
what to
them.
eliminate. We
Unity.
can't even
Like,
eliminate
this ain't, I
nothing.
know, right?
Dang.
AJ. So you saying C?
Yeah.
Okay. AJ says A, and that's it. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go question
Sound
with
crazy.
answer. Name something that grows when people lead by example. Is it A, trust, B, respect, C, unity, or D, community pride? Stephen and AJ, you are correct. The answer is A, trust. Trust is earned through consistent action. People trust what they repeatedly.
You're supposed to wink, give me a sign or something. You heard me say A first.
Kick you under the table.
You said kick me. No, that's what I'm talking about. We here together. You just tap me in. You know people do you. Your mama do you.
Drop some a pen over there.
Right.
I wink some, but no.
So here we go. The bigger message is this: leading by example requires integrity, consistency, accountability, and service. The builders of Black Wall Street led by example through business ownership, hard work, community investment, education, and perseverance. They didn't simply talk about excellence, they lived it. So the takeaway from today's feud is the most powerful leadership is not found in what people say, but in what people do every day.
Hey, let's run through the upcoming events, and then, Lauren, we're going to close the show with you again with the high-level Juneteenth. So get ready.
Right.
You're going to hit them with the boom, boom. And then if they can follow you, because you're doing a lot of good stuff. If you want them to follow anything you got going on personally, you let them know. But we're going to end it with you.
Okay.
So we're going to start out with the other stuff that's going on. Give us a little music, producer, and we're going to run through it. So click share with 5 people, because here the things go. People can't say nothing is going on, because there's a lot going on.
Yes. Okay. So the EduRec Unplugged Summer Camp is happening. This is day 2. So it's June 8th through July 2nd. Registration is $50. Tuition is $100 per week. You can go to edurectulsa.com to register. Don't forget tonight, Mayor Monroe Nichols is having a community public meeting tonight at the 36th Street North Event Center, located at 1125 East 36th Street North, from 5:30 p.m. until 7 o'clock p.m. So you have been told.
Just like if you want to leave any Juneteenth information, Lauren, leave it with us. It's going to be a lot of people here tonight.
Yes.
Let us know.
Don't forget, June 16th, we need to hear your voice. We need your vote. We'll talk about it tomorrow, but I have printed off sample ballots, but we'll talk about all of that on tomorrow since we're over already. The Tulsa Empowerment Network and World One Development are hosting a community convening on June 20th. From 9 o'clock a.m. until 11:30 a.m. That's for developers, entrepreneurs, not-for-profits, and community members. We're going to have Greg Shaw of Beantown Development, Terrell and LaShawn Ellison of EIG Builders, Merton Huff of Capitol Homes. Here are some pictures of the homes that they're building right at the corner of 36th Street North and North Peoria.
This is not the tiny home.
No,
edition.
This is not the tiny home.
Show them that on that
yes,
thing. This is 3,000 square feet. These are 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom. Your credit score can be 500, giving you $20,000. You don't need no closing costs. The home's gonna have about $100,000 equity in them, and in 5 years they forgive what they gave you.
Yeah.
Man,
so you want Lord, like, let me see these.
All these houses, like, these are not the tiny homes.
Let me see.
You flip it on the back, 5-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 3-car garage, and they building them right now. If you come to 36 in Peoria, go where Comanche used to be. They building the homes right now. Say lots available, and people are already getting approved.
They are
right now in our community.
Those houses are coming up quick and fast.
Yeah, and it's mixed use, mixed income. So what? It's gonna be low income, medium income, and market rate. So you got a spot you can fit in. So if you done graduated from high school, or you just trying to figure out to do what all them kids, don't be the little lady that lived in the shoe that had so many kids you didn't know what to do. Get you a house right here, so you gonna be all right.
Right. Okay.
And we're part of the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival, so it's part of the circuit. We innovation and all of that too.
Circuit.
Come on.
Okay. The city of Tulsa permitting is going to be at this event as well on June 20th. So, and then Lauren will tell you about Juneteenth, so I'll let her do that. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about expanding our reach.
Come on.
That's going to be our theme for tomorrow.
We're going to expand our territory.
We're expanding our territory.
Expand your territory.
Okay, Lauren. Juneteenth.
So we'll be kicking off on Friday, June 19th. At 8 a.m. that morning, we will be meeting at the corner of Greenwood and Archer for a prayer walk and worship session. I want to open up with Jesus.
Okay,
come on. And pray with me. Pray over our community. Pray over the festival. Pray for me.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll kick off that morning. That evening, we will have our Sauce-teenth, which is a collaboration with the organization Sauce. It's a DJ showcase that will happen at 473 at 7 p.m. on Friday, June 19th. Saturday morning, we will open up at 7 a.m. with our 5K and 1 mile run at Guthrie Green.
Yes.
We will also follow up with our wellness expo from 10 to noon at Guthrie Green. At noon, we will start our kids and family zone. It's going to be on the deep Greenwood end of Greenwood Avenue. So between Greenwood and Archer and the bridge, we will have games, fun, everything for the kids right there in the street. So from noon to 4, that'll be happening. The gates will open at 2 p.m. Our program for the concert starts at 3 p.m. We'll have tons of vendors, food, all of the good things. So we want you to come out, enjoy the concert on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have our Father's Day event. It's called Fathers in Flames. It's at Tisdale Cigar Lounge.
Yes.
And that will happen from 4 to 6 p.m. We just want to have a conversation and really uplift our fathers on Father's Day.
I love that. Yeah, that's
a quick little run through of what we got going on. We want you guys to come out, support, go to tulsajuneteenth.org for all information. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram at Tulsa Juneteenth. If you have any questions for me, my name is Lauren Corbett Evans. You can find me on social media. Lauren Evans on Facebook, Lauren with 2 N's, 2 underscores, Ashley with 2 Y's on Instagram. I'm always an open line of communication when I'm not busy, but I want to hear from y'all. I want to love on y'all, and I'm excited about this year.
And I want you to dispel one myth too, that you work with all the chambers, all of the people.
Everybody.
You want everybody to win. And if they want to win, they can sit down with you. You're not blocking anybody out. You want this to be for everybody.
For everybody.
To win. So we have to do that with Legacy Fest. We want to give you a chance to say, look, no, y'all can sit with me, and I want everybody to win, to patronize, to do whatever. But let's just sit down and have a conversation and make it work.
Absolutely. That's all we want.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Well, Damali is off to EduRec Youth and Family Fun Center to see what the babies are up to over there, and just kind of hang out with them. But yeah, we want to make sure that if you would like to advertise your events or business on our show, you can go to nycu.fm and submit an inquiry. Somebody from our office will get back in contact with you. Support. Right. Whether it is us or whether it is, Juneteenth or, just whatever's happening in the community, please support. And don't forget, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the host, our guest, Miss Lauren Evans from Juneteenth, and not necessarily to this station, affiliates, organization, community, or other group or individual associated with NYCU.FM and KBOB 89.9 FM.
Tulsa Juneteenth is about 2 weeks away. Here's the thing, the call to action that we have.
Yes.
Buy a shirt.
Please.
Get a tag.
Yes.
When you see the QR code come up, we need more than 4 people.
Yes.
Tag that to give.
Community responsibility.
That's what we're going to show this year at the 2026 Tulsa Juneteenth. We got to go. Love y'all. See you on tomorrow on Hump Day. Y'all have a blessed day. Lauren, thank you again. We give you all your flowers and all of that stuff. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for taking some time out with you and your lime green shades to come in to hang out with us.
And tomorrow we're expanding our reach. Don't forget it.
Stay locked in. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.
This is KBOB 89.9 FM, Tulsa. And now streaming 24/7 live from the Eden Media Studio. 24/7 live at KBOB899.com.